Hi ladies, happy Thursday night. I feel like this week in one way is dragging and another way seems to be flying. So I promised a couple clients that I would pop on and do like a live. And so I've shown up with my kind of crazy dotted, almost like a cheetah hat going on. And what I want to do is show you a couple ways about blending. So I'm going to do, like, I've got the same makeup on both sides, but I'm going to show you blending with the perfector under one eye and a brush under the other eye, because I get asked a lot about why I use a perfector, why do I prefer a sponge now, and so I'm gonna show you that. And I've been asked by a couple people again, like, what's the simplest way to do brows. So I'm going to show you the brow wax and how that is like super fast and easy and truly foolproof. And so just a couple of my favorite tips and tricks. And then I get asked a lot about placement for blush and things. So I'm going to show you two different ways to, now that I just put my finger on my makeup, two different ways to apply blush. And so you can see how if we place it in a specific way, it's gonna like draw our eye up, which will, for some of us as we're aging, it's going to just lift our skin and help us. So yeah, so join me, won't you? So if you're popping on, please say hi. I'm hoping the last live I did on Facebook, they like are blocking the blocking the comments and you can't see them. Oh, heart. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. So if you're just joining, I'm gonna blend my makeup and show you a couple of different, hi, Nicole, is it Nicole? Hi, Nicole. I'm gonna blend my makeup out and show you a couple of my favorite tips. So this is, hey Shao, this is the bronzer and blush brush, which is probably in terms of the softest brush that Seint has with the big bushy end. It's lovely, so super fun. So I'm going to use the tighter end, so it's just a little bit, like you can see, shorter and denser, and so you're just gonna, it's better to start. I always apply the like blend in light to dark. That's my personal preference. I think it's easier as you do. But again, this stuff is so foolproof, and we all, every artist I've ever seen, we all do it slightly different. And then I still do it different on different days. So again, I'm gonna blend it in, but I'm gonna leave my eyes, under my eyes to the end, so I can show you once with a brush and the other side with a perfector, because that's one of the things I get asked a lot about, why I've switched to the perfector. So I will show you. So just blend it in. Now I'm just kind of like buffing and swirling that in. If you have a lot of color correction that you're doing, you're going to want to press, okay? So I do it this way. I like it really light, and then I go in on a couple of my blemishes or little scars, and I touch it up with a multitasker and give a little bit of additional coverage, which for my personal preference, I like sort of as light on my face as I can do, and then just kind of add that little bit of extra. But the beauty of this is that you can have as much coverage as you want. You just apply a little bit more and you press it in again, as opposed to swirl, because if you're swirling, it's a cream-based makeup, so remember that you're moving product, okay? It's really important to remember that, because very disappointing to be applying it and really trying to conceal and cover something, and you're swirling and the product's moving and you're like, it's not covering. Well, that's because we're moving the product. So just kind of, I sort of do like a combination of my contour. I kind of press in, swirl, warm that product up on my face. And make sure, no matter where you place it, If it's around your hairline, make sure you brush back into your hairline. Nothing worse than having that white line. So I'm going to show you also, I put on a sweatshirt because I was cold, and now I'm in here with my ring light on so you can see my skin. And yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not steering you wrong. This brush is just amazing. Okay, so ignore the fact that I'm flushing because I'm warm. So let's just pull up the sleeves. But I want to show you, okay, so you can clearly see, oh, thank you so much, Nicole. So you can clearly see that God blessed me with a good set of chunky cheeks. Like, I am rounder. So if you noticed, my contour was coming in on my cheeks kind of like in a little bit of an angle, because I want to sort of elongate out. If you have a petite or narrower face, you want to make sure your lines are horizontal, okay, ladies, because that is going to make a tremendous difference. That's going to like give you that sort of like full flushed look you're going for if you're feeling very narrow, right? So it's, you know, opposites, right? So for me, angle to thin that out. And my newest favorite thing is, you know, I'm heading to 44, and the gym and me are not best buddies. This, you know, the truth. Let's just be real. So my newest thing is, if you see, I have like a mole here, or beauty mark, whatever, at the bottom of my chin. So I want to make it so that extra little, you know, extra is a little minimized. So yes, I put my contour here and then kind of stop, right? And then I come under, and where I want to be kind of cut off, I've drawn a line. So watch what's going to happen. Can you see how, like, yes, there's still stuff here, but it shaped it? I'm hoping you can see that on camera. That's kind of my new thing. And then sometimes I'll even do a little bit, you know, here. So I'm gonna finish my nose with my Perfector, but I just sort of warm up the product and buff it in a little bit. Okay, so let's do it this way. So this eye, I'm gonna use my brush. This eye, I'm gonna use a Perfector, and then, you know, I'm just gonna get a little up close and personal, and you can see, okay? And no matter what you use, when you're working under your eye, I don't care if you're in your, you know, 20s or you're in your 30s, 40s and up, that skin is sensitive, gentle skin, and we want to baby it. So you can see, like, I'm just lightly, like, I'm not making my skin move a lot. Okay, so that's buffed in like that. And so what I had on, just so that you know, is that you can see here, this looks a little whiter, and then here a little more yellow. So just to sort of wake me up a little bit at the end of the day, I've put some Sunlit, which is a different shade of highlighter brightener than my normal. And it just is one of those shades that, well, I haven't seen it on anybody that it doesn't work. And it just sort of like, whoa, I'm awake with my eyes, if you will. So even if you use a different shade, you could add a little bit of Sunlit to that spot just to kind of wake you up. And so ideally too, if you're somebody that has, because it's yellow based, if your under eye circles, you're prone to kind of a purple tone, the yellow will counter that. But I don't necessarily have that, but I do feel like it just brightens it up. So can you see? I'm hoping you can see. Like, I just love that it doesn't even look like I have put any makeup of any kind under that eye, in my opinion. And so that made me switch. So this looks good. There's nothing wrong, but I'm hoping you can see, it still, to me, feels like there's slight texture from the light bit of the brush strokes, where here the perfector makes it absolutely disappear. And so I'm in love with that. It has kind of become my fave. So, and this is what I mean about going back in. So I use, to do a little bit of color correction after the fact, I'll use like Aspen Contour. If I want to draw a little bit of red out, it's got a green blue base, and so it will minimize the red, but I'm gonna have to do it here. But the little extra little, you know, monthly blemishes, anything that I want to kind of make disappear after I've lightly done a light coat of makeup and I don't want to do like press in extra, I can just come back, because it's cream. This is a little bit of a deeper shade than my regular base shade, but it works really well to do camo, and I can tap and blend that into the other cream that's on my face, and it just blends together. It's not like I'm, you know, having to cake on with traditional makeup, which is, well, I don't know, I'm super sensitive. I always felt like if I was going to a wedding or event and I like did my makeup, you could feel the foundation on my skin, and I don't like that. Okay, so moving on, oh, thanks for the hearts, ladies. So I want to show you 2 ways to do your cheeks. And so let's call this, because what did I do? This is the side I did the perfector, so this one I'll do the higher side. So I'm gonna use Dahlia, which I'm like obsessed with. Well, I'm obsessed with a lot of them. That's maybe the, you know, the problem. So traditionally, you know, we would say, okay, you know, kind of on that kind of the apple of the cheek, and then that's where I'm gonna put my blush. This side, right, we remember that the contours here, we're doing single layer coverage. Our contour is coverage, our highlights are all coverage. Our lip and cheek are not coverage in the traditional sense, but they do not need to be, you can layer it over top, but you don't need to do it like that, because as you're blending, it sort of comes together. Okay, so don't be afraid to go for it. The thing I have found with this makeup is that if this color, I'll be straight up true, if this color was a traditional blush, like in like a powdered blush, I would never have bought it, and I would never have put it on my face. Because these products are cream based, because they blend like a dream, because they sit different and you apply it slightly different, I honestly haven't tried a shade, and I own a lot, I'll show you, that I don't like. You know, I might have my favorites. I might have ones that I would say are more, you know, I'm gonna like do more full glam kind of thing, or maybe, you know, date night kind of look, as opposed to running around and, you know, grocery store kind of look. Sure. But I haven't come across a shade that I won't wear, which I promise you that has never been me, and I'm a makeup girl all the way. Okay, so let's blend this out, and I'm going to show you the difference and you tell me what you think. So I find the blush blends out beautifully when you kind of tap and keep moving. So I'm literally tapping or pressing, almost like stippling, okay? If you're jumping on, I'm just doing some different tips and tricks for application with Seint Beauty to share some ideas and thoughts with you. So there's kind of blush on this side, kind of in the traditional, you know, kind of way that we've, you know, done blush for years. Now I'm gonna come over here. I did this, I think, for a short video and posted it on my stories, and I showed my husband, And like, I'm a retired hairdresser, so he's sort of, I was in hairdressing school when we started dating, and so he's kind of like, it's sort of been ingrained to him, like he just goes with whatever. He never knew what color hair I was going to have or what I was going to do. It just is what it is. So it was really funny. He looked and he was like, oh, that's a big difference. So can you see, I'm hoping you can see that this side of my face, it's like it thinned it out and lifted up, and this side just looks pink. I'm hoping you guys can see that. Shallon, are you still on? Can you, is it coming through? So that to me is huge. And so I make sure whether I put my blush on the way I just did, which is like after I didn't do the rest of my makeup, or I press it on and then do my blending. And I would have done my eyes and then gone in and done my cheek color. This to me, like, I will never, thank you, I will never go back to that. So that is sort of like my absolute fave. And we'll keep going. So I get asked a lot about brow wax and brows and how easy it is to do brows and what do you need. Yeah, too much color. Well, I think it's not so much too much color. I think that it's just down too low. I think it just needs to be concentrated almost kind of like here. It doesn't come below here, right? And I usually press like 3 or 4 dots coming up. Yeah, big difference. Thank you. So the brow wax, like how I do my brows every day, no matter what, it's kind of like I'm an eyelash curler girl and I like my brows done. But my fastest, simplest way of doing brows is I can't live without my line brush. So before I used Seint and before I found this brush, I had 2 brushes. I had a little spoolie brush and I had like a little angled end brush, but it was never this fine. It was a good brush. It was by Quo or however you say that. And it was decent, but I love that it's one brush and I like that it helps. Yeah, the lift is awesome. So in my brows right now is my main contour. So the contour that I had on my cheeks is what is in my brows. For a lot of us, that's what we can do. We can totally use our contour as a lip liner. We can use it on our brows. Some of us though, if we like it, this is everything I'm trying to, no, I wasn't, that's funny. Some of us, though, maybe we need to shade up or down in a contour, depending on how we like our brows. I know some like them very, very natural, and maybe though you prefer sculpting out your face with a more, prominent contour shade than you want sitting in your eyebrows. And that's fine. Like, really it's about preference. Most often you can use it for multi-purpose, but sometimes, if there's something that you really like it to be a certain way, or you really like them played down, totally fine. Like, we'll just find another shade for you. That's the beauty when I'm color matching, is that I can go through and we can kind of talk about what you personally like. It's not about me looking at your selfie and going, here, that's what you need to get, and off you go, good luck with you, like, have fun. It isn't like that at all. It's like, I literally custom the shades for you. I can help you shop and build a cart for you, or you can have at her. Like, I'm one of those people that I was like, build my cart because I want to see what you think, but I know myself and I'm an eyeshadow person. So like, I filled my cart with way more shadows than Tylene, the artist that I was purchasing from, who's now my mentor. She's amazing. But she like was very conservative, and I was like, no, I know I'll love those eyeshadows. If the eyeshadows are good quality, I'll love that. And I'm gonna go with the nude lip and cheek, and then I wanted to try like black cherry, which a lot of people looks quite dark as a lip and cheek, and it's intimidating. But when you know things about yourself, that all comes into play. So I'm gonna guide you through that and work with you, and then I'm always here for you to touch base with. So the brow wax. So literally it's just, I use the spoolie end to kind of brush up. I find some of the brows, you know, when we sleep and different things, even when I wash my face, they can kind of get bent or going the wrong way. And so I really like kind of fluffing them and getting them up. And I go through with my contour, start with lines here, and then kind of go through. And I personally like my brows kind of just sort of down. If you like them fluffy and up, totally fine, rock that. This wax is awesome for that, and this wax is awesome if you like them kind of locked in and set, like they're not going anywhere. So what I do is I take my little brow wax, I take my setting spray from Seint. Yes, you can use water, tiny amount. I have tried water, I don't like it as much. I really do like the setting spray better. But I totally get that it's like, oh, get this, get that, get this, get that. So yes, it can be done with water. So literally there's a drop there. I'm gonna take my spoolie end and I'm literally kind of rubbing it in. If you have one of these and you notice it moves in the tray or falls out, that's normal. Just give it a little spritz with the setting spray and it'll lock back in. So I pick up the product, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna brush them all kind of up, making sure I'm getting through everything. It's gonna feel slightly damp, it shouldn't be wet because you've not gone crazy with the amount of spray. That was a mistake I made. I was like, oh, I need to really spray, and yeah, that was wrong move, just lightly. So again, if you're somebody who likes that really fluffy, like totally, you can get them into position and they're gonna lock. That's not my personal preference. My personal preference is to take the end and just ever so slightly kind of brush and pull them down. And so I love this product because as much as they're kind of locked in place, like if you were to go to a change room and change clothes and stuff, like they don't move. But as soon as I wash my face with my cleanser, they're like, it comes right out. It's not like there's cement in there. So super easy. You could also, I know some ladies like pencil. If you're awesome with a pencil, rock it. Some ladies like shadow and using eyeshadow in their brows, and that's fine too. And you could still use the brow wax after that. So another tip I wanted to show you was, I'm gonna do like just a total basic eye, but just to get some shadow on so that I can, let's just see what's, already had stuff on and washed my face to do this. Hope you guys have all had a good day. It's a weird weather day here. Sun came out, well, I guess not weird, it's typical West Coast. Sun came out, it was clouded over, the sun came out, it clouded over, and then it absolutely downpoured. Like it was its job. Crazy. Try to do it in the phone, but it gets tricky. So if you use our eyeshadow, it's super, super concentrated, super intense. As opposed to, I don't know if you've ever bought eyeshadow from different places, and I found it always so frustrating. I'd love certain shades and want them, and you'd have to buy like a full set of something, and I didn't necessarily like all the shades. And this way you can build your own sort of custom palette of what you like. We do have a few combinations that are around right now, some bundles that were done for Mother's Day, and then also for foster care awareness month, which is kind of cool because proceeds go to that. Sorry, looking for where I place stuff. So this I'm just putting on as an illuminator. So it's a powder illuminator that I'm using as a shadow. So again, all of the products, it's one of my favorite things about this line, is that all the products are so versatile. You can use them for different things. So this is Photoshop, which is the most glorious sort of shimmer pink. And actually, since I've got it out, I'm gonna put a little bit as a illuminator on my cheeks. When I look at it, it's bugging me that my my cheek color is different. So this is what I want to show you. You can see I've got my shadow on, and you can see that there's color sitting here. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of product on one of my brushes of my sort of lightest, my normal highlight shade. And I'm literally gonna come in like this. Can you see the difference? Just like lifts the eye. Didn't change the fact that I've got the eyeshadow on. It just completely lifts it. And the makeup's still blended. It's not like I've added to it or changed anything. I'm just coming in here and lightly adding a little bit of my lightest shade of my highlighter just to wipe it off. And it just helps lift the eye up. It makes such a difference to just lift it up. Thank you. Have you been playing with any shadow, Shallon? Hi, if you're just joining us, I'm just doing some sort of tips and tricks with Seint Beauty. Just some of my favorite tricks to just change how we can adjust how our skin and our makeup looks by doing a couple of simple little moves. Yeah, cannot handle not curling my lashes. So that's so weird having my cheeks done differently, but that's the Dahlia color and a little bit of Photoshop for illuminator. And then I'm just gonna, one shade I'm just loving right now is Hollywood. And I'm just gonna use Bella bronzer to, cream bronzer to line my lips. That's okay. I think you're not the only one. I was in a group with a couple of artists today and they said that their feature to go live has disappeared off their whole feed. It's super frustrating when you're trying to go live and help your clients and whatever, so don't worry. So I lined my lips with Bella bronzer and I'm coming in with Hollywood, which has a little bit of shimmer. Yeah, it totally has a mind of its own. So I don't know, Shallon, if you're there, if you can see this, but I know you were talking to me about Hollywood. This is Hollywood just lined with a little bit of Bella bronzer. So it's just kind of that soft, I can't wait till I have actually a little more natural tan going on. So since I don't, I'm gonna add a little bit of bronzer. So I've got my Bella bronzer and my Glow Cream Illuminator together. And I tap into them and kind of swirl them together because I'm obsessed with them. Still so weird looking at my cheek, even though I'm the one that applied it, but looking at my cheek knowing I've put my blush on in a weird spot. If you have never tried our bronzer, whether you use our makeup or not, I think truly this is the best bronzer on the market for reals. It's cream, it blends in like a dream. You can actually, I know some ladies even put it under their makeup to add a little bit of a glow. And it gives a gorgeous glow, whether you are pale like me, which I'm one of those people who I get teased about having very, very pale legs and arms different times in the summer. And when we got married, I had people go oh, aren't you gonna go tanning? Now he knows what skin color I have. I just couldn't be bothered. I'm not a tanning bed person. We got married in September and I was whatever whatever summer glow I have left is the way it is. So this bronzer can be worn whether you're the palest of the pale, and then I have seen women of color with the most gorgeous toned skin wear this. There's got to be a science to it. I don't get it, but it's just tremendous, like, to have a product that is so versatile on different skin tones. There used to be another bronzer shade that they had as well, but this one sold like hotcakes and worked for like everybody, and so it didn't make sense. And so now they just sell, Seint just sells Bella bronzer, so it's just the best. And in my humble opinion, when you mix it with a cream illuminator, it just gives it just a fun oomph, because you're getting the color glow, and then you're also getting that illumination from the cream illuminators. So the creams give you glow. If you like tap them on and kind of rub them in here, that's where I started with like Angel, which is like a soft pink one. And it's beautiful. And if you're not familiar with illuminators, or you haven't really used one, you love seeing them on other people, but you're nervous of it, this is the most amazing way to start. Just whether you'd start with like Honey, which has a little bit of like a warm yellow kind of tone, so you kind of just get that little kick, or the soft pink. And again, they're not really like adding color, they're really just adding that glow and illumination, which is so lovely and pretty on all our, you know, skin, without feeling like a shimmer. Just gives a glow. And then if you like a little bit of extra, right, like I'm totally into it now, the powder illuminators like pump up and give you that, which I'm again just in love with. But it took me like a while. I was nervous about them because I thought, well, they're so intense. And so literally, like, I own a lot of them, but they, like, this tin is $23 for a powder illuminator, and unless you're a klutz and drop it like me, it will last you forever, because you use such like the tiniest amount. This is Glamazing, which is like everybody's favorite girl. I mean, are you serious? Like, what even is this land? Like, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So, you know, there's so many things that are versatile and you can swap around with. So I just wanted to share a few tips and tricks. And if you haven't been color matched and you would like to be color matched, I'd love to work with you. If you click the link in my bio, there's a Linktree link, and it'll take you through, and you can shop Seint Beauty. You can fill out my complimentary color match, and I will find shades just like for your specific skin tone, and I can again build a cart for you and help you shop, or you can totally do that on your own. It's up to you. And then the last thing I wanted to just share is that if you are seeing what I'm doing, if you're new to my page and you're seeing and you're like, oh my gosh, she plays with makeup, she gets paid to play with makeup, she gets free makeup a lot, and that sounds something that interests you, connect with me and I can hook you up, whether you want to earn yourself some coffee money, whether you want to cover your mortgage and make huge money. The opportunity is there. So I just wanted to let you know that if that's something that interests you, please don't hesitate to reach out. I can connect you and help set you up. And I know a question I get asked a lot, and that was something of huge interest to me when I considered joining. Do I have to have inventory, and do I have to have minimums? There is no inventory. I'm in Canada. There's a warehouse back east in Canada that ships to Canadians direct. So I color match my clients. I personally love to work with my clients and connect with them on a regular basis and help them as their shades change, as they want to find something new, if they want a gift, if, you know, whatever, like that. That's how I want to look after my clients. And so I will help you shop, or you can shop yourself. But if you're in Canada, it comes from a Canadian warehouse and direct to you at your house. if you are in the States, there's a warehouse in the States and it ships direct to you. And unlike other companies, whether you're in Canada or whether you're in the States, you're welcome to be my client and you're welcome to join my team. So there is 0 monthly, commitment. So the only thing I pay is a back office fee that looks after my online system. That's it. I don't have to hit a target to make anybody else happy. I can shoot out the stars, or I guess lay on the couch and do nothing. So the choice is mine. It's my business, up to me. And so just know that that invitation is there and you're welcome to join or connect with me and ask any questions at any time. So thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.